Hello, everyone. Welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazier of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone, and there wasn't going to be a video today, but a deck demanded attention. We've got the number one deck in Snap and a 70% win rate deck. Both are Thanos decks. Longtime viewers know Thanos is one of my favorite cards. I'm so happy Thanos is back. A couple weeks ago, when Thanos was in Spotlight Caches, I told everyone to get him. I said he'd be back. He always comes back. Thanos is inevitable in Snap. Elsa Bloodstone, unsurprisingly, a really unbelievably good card and a lot of shells, has helped Thanos come back to the top of the meta. Let's get started. Before we do that, though, please hit that subscribe button. We bring you at least 2 brand new decks every single weekday here on the channel. Decks that are ahead of the meta. The second I find a good deck and make a video about it, I show you how to play it so that you can stay ahead of the meta. You're going to see some really high win rates. Those are not clickbait. Those are me telling you the meta has not adjusted to this deck yet. They don't know what they're playing against, and you can steal wins and steal cubes with this deck. So please make sure you sub, please make sure you comment. We greatly appreciate the support. It's totally free to you and helps us out. We believe in deck credits here on Snap Judgments. So the number one player with the number one deck is Swen. You've seen a lot of Swen lately, as Swen is literally just straight up dominating in Marvel Snap right now. This deck is what Swen used to hit number one. You can find Swen on Twitter. The second deck, the 70% win rate Thanos deck, is Peaceful C. Our friend Peaceful is one of my favorite streamers. I can tell you this, people who like my content love Peaceful's content. So if you enjoy this channel, make sure you check out Peaceful C. His Twitter is here. He's at YouTube at PeacefulC9294 and on Twitch at twitch.tv/PeacefulC. Like, he's very similar in tone and style to me, at least from what I've been told, and people really enjoy his stuff. I've sent a lot of people his way, and everyone I do is like, wow, yeah, this is exactly the type of content I'm looking for. So make sure you check out Peaceful. And because I'm recording this literally right before I post it, I'm going to be spending the day on Team Impulse's Pro Series. It's over on Twitch right now. Team Impulse underscore FL. It's the top 8 of a tournament. Tomorrow's video is going to be a breakdown of that tournament, the top decks, and all the important stats from that tournament. So if you're interested in tournament, check that out. They're also like tournaments that you enter to win massive amounts of free money and potential free travel. So like if you want free stuff, if you love Marvel Snap, you should be checking out Team Impulse. This is the new number one deck in all of Marvel Snap, or at least the deck the number one player reached number one with. Um, it is fundamentally similar to the W decks that stormed the meta a while back. It's running ultimately a reasonably similar game plan with more power output. That power output largely comes from running Leader and from running Elsa. It's also a deck that can no longer just sort of get stomped out by a wave thanks to um fundamentally the stones are low power, right? They're mostly one power things. However, if you combine those one power things with a blue marvel and a Elsa Bloodstone, you'll have a, let's say you have one 3 power stone, right? You have one 3 power stone, except now it's 4 from Blue Marvel. That's 4 in the lane. Plus sorry, it would be a 4 power stone with Elsa. So now that's 5 in the lane from Blue Marvel, and then you just have a couple other ones that becomes 2, 7, 9, 11. It's an 11 power lane is reasonable power, right? Especially early game. That's gonna get you priority, help you win the game. If Jeff is one of the cards there, you can always move it out and drop something like Iron Lad later. Really powerful. The other main thing this deck does is it tries to see Psylocke or Time Stone on turn 3. It really wants to get Professor X out at that point, but it's also perfectly fine getting out a Vision or Blue Marvel then. Devil Dino, it will get out. Depends if you have red at that point, you think your opponent has Shang or not. If your opponent has Shang, drop that Dino and Grin. Iron Lad is basically your play for when you miss the Psylocke or Time Stone on 3. You hope you don't miss all of them. Sometimes you will, but you hope you don't miss all 3 of those cards. And you have that play. Vision is amazing in an Alioth meta because he says, I don't care about your Alioth. I can still win a lane with +3 power on that Alioth and go. Leader, if you have priority, they have Alioth and you don't. You just play Leader. You steal their Alioth. It kills whatever they were going to do. It ends up being crazy, crazy powerful as well. Vision's also really solid with Professor X. If a lane looks tough, difficult to get to, you can just move Vision and Professor X it and call it a day. That works perfectly fine. Same idea for Jeff as well, except you can do Jeff after the fact. This deck has a lot of cool combos. I'm telling you, I want Claw in this so bad. I played game with this before this video. I was tagged in this morning. Thank you so much, Swen, for tagging me. I've been like I love Swen's decks. I hit infinite with the Swen deck. I've been playing another of Swen's decks. I think that he's completely brilliant as a deck builder and player. This deck, by the way, sorry, time out. This is hugely important. I should have included this. This is Johnson's deck. That's Twitch Aram or Streamer Johnson made it. Swen hit number one with it. I guess that's super important. And excuse me, that should have been actually been in the first slide. As I rush to make this video because of how cool this deck is, I missed that. Please, please, please excuse me. Uh, Doing my best here. All right, so that is the basic gist of the deck. You're going to need Elsa, and I think you need Jeff too because you're not running Claw. In decks that run Claw, I think you can sort of do without Jeff and instead run a Daredevil, but I think you need Jeff without Claw, and I don't think you can get both. Mobius can be Armor or Luke or Daredevil, but I prefer Armor or Luke. I actually really like Armor matter right now. It lets me sort of like just ignore that lane and then play something big there like my Thanos there, knowing that like they can't Alioth there, and it sort of ruins their end game while giving me all this extra power. Um, Alioth is a must. Alioth is unbelievable in the meta right now. This deck is really solid for, especially for a Thanos deck at grabbing priority, and thus making Alioth an extremely powerful play. Thanos is back. Let's go. First you want a stone that draws, especially Mind Stone. It used to be Soul Stone was near as good. Oops. Uh, Thanks for ruining that secondary. Wish they'd put that back, but what are you gonna do? Turn two, Elsa's better than Jeff's, better than Mobius. I like getting Elsa out as soon as possible. She's really hard to deal with for opponents and just offers a lot of upside. You don't ever really want a Psylocke on turn two. Turn three, Time Stone or Psylocke with whatever else you can. Which means if you can drop Psylocke and a stone, that's fine. If you can drop Time Stone and Jeff, that's fine. Time Stone and Mobius, that's Turn four, Professor X is better than Visions, better than Devil Dino, better than Blue Marvel, better than Lad. Flip Devil Dino to the bottom of that list if you think they're running Shang, but if they're not, then enjoy yourself. I really like Vision here as my second choice because it gives me a way to win priority when I want to, and it gives me a way to basically guarantee myself a Professor X lane. Turn five is basically the same order as turn four, except flip Dino and Vision. I'd rather for the end of the game usually get Dino down. It like locks up a lane. I wrote Dino, but you know what I mean. And last turn is Alioth or Leader. Leader is sort of like a backup Alioth, a way to basically guarantee you win a lane. Very, very strong play, especially with priority. All right, Swen's number one ranked Thanos. Let's do a quick variant talk. We've got a Elsa hip, a Jeff hip, a Mobius hip, an Iron Lad hip, a Blue Marvel hip, and a Leader and Alioth hip. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hip deck. You love to see it. Need some more hips in this, but you love to see it. This is one of the highest hip decks I have. It is all variants except Psylocke. Hips are the best variants, by the way. Don't at me. The best, like, consistent variants. I just bought this Leader, I want to say on Friday, whenever the hell it was that it came out. This is the cutest Devil Dino. I wouldn't change it even for a hip. I love his little, like, scarf is really what puts it over the top for me. I'm also a really big fan of this Professor X. It's one of my favorite of its style of variants. Props to Scotty Young. The Talking to Magneto, Professor X's lover, don't at me, is amazing. And this is my favorite Thanos. I have it gold with a gold background with purple Kirby Crackle. And I love it. This is one of my prettiest decks. Really, really happy to have it. I've got the Blue Marvel golded. The Mobius and Jeff sort of look gold already, so that's awesome. I'll probably end up golding either Elsa or Iron Lad relatively soon. 70% win rate, Peaceful Thanos. This deck is quite cool as well. This one, instead of doing more of a control package, does a lockdown. Sorry, does a move package. I'll tell you exactly what card I was shocked to not see here is Craven. I thought for sure this would win Craven over Mobius, but I played this more. I also watched Peaceful. I was hanging out on his stream yesterday. Played an awful lot while I wrote sleeper decks over on Marvel Snap Zone. Check out the sleeper decks article. This deck is much simpler than the other deck. In that it's basically saying I've got draw and I can put down a lot of power, right? If you can steal a lane with Professor X, all the power, the cards that get big from like Angela and Elsa are really, really great with Professor X. And if you can do that early because you still have Time Stone, that's amazing. If you can do that on 5, that's still great. And then like once you've won a lane, Alioth wins you another, right? And like if Alioth's not going to do it, you can move Vision to a place or just steal a lane because you have so many like scaling cards. So many cards that go all over the place get big. This deck is very cool as well. You're gonna need Killian Elsa and Jeff and Silk. Sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. Again, you cannot run Jeff in some of these with Claw, but there's not like a good cut for Claw here. You're running too hard on fives without Psylocke without Claw. Um, if you don't have Mobius, go Craven. I'm not sure that's not just better straight up. I think the it depends how much wave you're seeing. If you're not seeing a lot of wave, I think that like Craven's probably just better here. It scales. You can try Leader for Alioth if you don't have Alioth. Again, Leader is the Series 3 player's Alioth. Turn by turn. This has been a consistent 70% with Peaceful. He's played, I want to say, over 100 games now. One of his viewers, someone totally new to Thanos, started playing this and in another like 60 games maintained a 60% plus win rate. This deck is just legit and worth playing. Just because it's not the number one deck in Snap doesn't mean you shouldn't be playing it. It's so good. If you would like gameplay for this, check out Peaceful C's YouTube. That's Peaceful C at 9294 on YouTube. If you just Google Peaceful C Snap or put Peaceful C Snap into YouTube, you're going to get right to it. If you're interested in gameplay, I explain every, I don't know, month or so why I don't do gameplay on this channel. But if you are someone who's interested in it, please check it out. All right, turn 1, Stone Draw. Turn 2, Elsa's greater than Angela's, greater than Silk, greater than Jeff, greater than Moby. Elsa and Angela enable scaling, and then from there it's just sort of the power order. Turn 3, Time Stone +2 in the same general order of importance. I almost never want to play Spidey on 3. I'd much rather play a 2 and a stone, because on 4 I can play Spidey and a stone. Right? Like, so you're a little like one off and you're with a stone, and that's how you're triggering Angela. Of course, if you can Time Stone to get out Professor X or Vision early, please do so. If you had Elsa, try and make sure all of that goes in one lane, because Vision can just wander over to another lane. 11 power Vision is a lot. Turn 5, Professor X and Vision, again, same order. And turn 6, Elsa. Making me quite happy in this deck. Feels more consistent sometimes, or at least I think it does. Again, I haven't played the other deck a lot, but the other deck did not feel consistent to 1, who was still crazy powerful. But this felt more consistent. America really helps for that. In Thanos, you're fundamentally, if you have the card, oh shoot, I didn't do a card replacement for Iron Lad in the other. If you don't have Iron Lad in that other deck, huh? Now we're going all the way back because I realized I forgot it. If you don't have Iron Lad, this might be crazy, and I'm gonna get yelled at for this. But go Claw. If you don't have Claw, well, you don't have Thanos, right? So okay, go Claw as your extra spot, and then you can make that up. Let's get back to where we were. Oopsie, here we are. This deck felt really consistent. You're choosing, if you have both cards, between Iron Lad and America in Thanos decks, because America is going to get shuffled into the deck. Still won't draw it till last turn, but going to get shuffled into the deck by Thanos, which means your Iron Lad, once it's on top for the rest of the game because you can't draw it. So if America's ever on top, your Iron Lad is going to hit America. You have a greater chance of that. So you fundamentally often want to choose between the two cards in Thanos decks, at least in my personal opinion. Quick variant look. I love this Kitty and Angela. They're the Kitty and Angela I use together in every deck. Even though they're different styles, for whatever reason, I really like them together. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hips. Not quite the hip density of the other deck, but hey, still not bad at all. This is the Silk I opened a Spotlight for. I've opened Spotlights for now 3 variants ever. Silk, got it in 2. Jeff got it in 2, and the Wolverine of, I don't even know if it was this week or last week, that I got in 1. We've got the Spider-Man that we got for Season Pass during the Ghost Spider season. We talked about this with Professor X. I still don't especially like this Vision. I like the color of Vision. It's not the artist, it's the design of the all-white character that I don't really enjoy. We talked about Gengar before. We've got America Chavez, and again, the wonderful Thanos showing his duality as he is with a butterfly. Final thoughts? Please come hang out with me on the Team Impulse channel today. If you just look up Team Impulse _FL on Twitch, you can hang out for the rest of the day. I'll be in there. I'll be writing college recommendation letters and writing college recommendation letters and watching some top 8 of Marvel Snap. So if you're interested, check it out. Try these decks out. I'll be back tomorrow with coverage of the top of that tournament. What is best? What are we seeing? Let's look at the tournament meta and see what we can learn. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I greatly appreciate your support. Sub if you haven't yet.